Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to 'Tis the Season month on my channel. And tonight we're going to be talking about a 80s, 1983 comedy that's basically a comedy slash Christmas slash New Year's movie. As the film starts around Christmas time, like when halfway through the movie, and then it ends on New Year's on the train, so it counts. It's a holiday. All of the movies have to be a holiday from December, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or New Year's, or Boxing Day, in the case of Canadians. But this is the Eddie Murphy classic, the movie he did right after 48 Hours, Trading Places. Basically, The Prince and the Pauper, but with a twist, with a comedic twist. Now, I saw this movie a couple years ago. I bought it on my birthday in 2012. So I got it for $5 at Best Buy. And this is a funny freaking movie, man. I saw it at least twice. And Jaquez, no, I don't need a fan edit of this movie. It's hilarious the way it is. What I would do is edit out. The only thing I would edit in this movie is the running time. I think the running time is a little bit too long. You know how long this movie is? 116 minutes. 4 minutes short of being 2 hours. That's way too long. And I know why. It's not Eddie Murphy. It's not Dan Akroyd. Their scenes are essential for the movie. I hardly ever say that in a comedy, but these two actors make it work. They have great chemistry on screen. And Jamie Lee Curtis is great in this movie. This is what she did after Halloween 2. And she's very sexy in the movie. There's a scene that she shows her breasts, and I'm like, I'm not going to complain because I'm a man. And Jamie Lee Curtis in the 80s was a firecracker. She's still hot today, even in the new Halloween. I think she's like an attractive older lady. And yeah, it's really well directed by John Landis. I think he does a good job. My main problem with the movie is the running time. I think it just drags in certain things. It's about the stock market. The stock market, I don't give a shit about that. That's the only subject matter in the movie that I don't care for. There's scenes that drag where they're doing business talk and the stock is going up and down and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this is boring. Get to the good, funny stuff with Eddie Murphy. Him pretending to be a blind hobo in the street. It's like, I can walk. Holy shit. He's great. Like, he steals the movie from Dan Akroyd. This is Dan Akroyd's story, but it's, Eddie Murphy's movie. He just steals it all the way. This is the original cover of the movie. This is the special edition that came out a couple years ago. In 2010, they re-released this movie with special features. No commentary, though. I wish I had a commentary. Let me read the synopsis in case you haven't seen this movie. What happens when you combine the comedic genius of Eddie Murphy? Yeah, not Kevin Hart. Eddie Murphy, the real comedic genius. Norbit, no, ugh. Dreamgirls, yeah, really good movie. Dan Akroyd, Ghostbusters, the original. Christmas with the Cranks, ugh. I don't know why they put that as a horrible movie. And director John Landis, Animal House, I haven't seen that yet. And Coming to America, which is, yeah, basically the comedic Black Panther 30 years ago. So I give credit to that movie. Thanks to that movie, we have Black Panther 30 years later. You get a timeless comedy classic, I agree with that, laced with side-splitting satiric humor. Murphy stars as a small-time con artist who gets a chance to switch lives with Dan Akroyd. That's the Prince of the Pauper stuff. Who gets a chance to switch lives with Dan Akroyd's big-time stock market maven. But their reversal of fortune is just a cruel joke perpetrated by two bored, mega-rich brothers. The actors are fine. You have Don Amici, may he rest in peace. I miss him. And you have Ralph Bellamy. These are two old guys that want to, rip people off as part of an idle bet. And when the truth comes out, the consequences are sheer gold. Yeah, because the movie, it's an R rating. That's a great thing. That's a great thing about this movie. It's not a PG-13, so they don't skip on the nudity or the profanities. They say as much profanities as they can because it serves a purpose. It's not mean-spirited. But like I said, the movie's too long. If you could edit out the freaking some of the stock market, the business chatter, the movie would be an hour and 30 minutes. You don't need an extended cut of this because I would say if they made this comedy today, it would be way shorter because the stock market is not something people are into anymore anyway. And the thing is, the film is a lot of fun. Like Don Amici at the end of the movie, he made me laugh because he's like, fuck, what do you think? I don't care what you think. And I'm like, I miss him. He was the voice of Shadow in the Homeward Bound remake. And you also have the guy who plays Delhome Elliott. You guys remember him from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade. He was Marcus. He's a good actor. I miss him. He also passed away. And then you, of course, you have Jamie Lee Curtis. She's the love interest. Dan Aykroyd has a girlfriend that he's with, and she's high society, and then she leaves him, and you barely see her in the film. She's like in like two scenes. But then Jamie Lee Curtis, she's like a streetwise uh, woman, and I love that she's a strong woman, but she's not an SJW. Wow, 35 years ago, and they remember not to do that, and that's awesome. And she has this afro, because it was the 80s, it was a movie of its time. You don't need to remake this, Hollywood. Don't you dare touch this movie. I love the jokes in it. There's a scene where Dan Aykroyd gets drunk and he's dressed up as Santa. That's funny. The scene with Eddie Murphy and when they like pointing guns at him and he's like smiling and he's like, hey, hey, hey. Yes, I love his laugh. It's infectious. The scene on the train, which now people will get offended by because Eddie Murphy does a stereotypical African accent. But hey, again, thanks to him, we got Black Panther because Coming to America was that Black Panther. If it was a comedic movie. And anyway, yeah, that's a funny scene. He's like, "Merry New Year," and he's dressed up in the African getup. I love those outfits, by the way. I love that in Black Panther and in this movie. And then Dan Aykroyd, yes, he does blackface. So if you guys are offended by that, I'm sorry, but this was the '80s. They would never do this today. That if they did that scene in a Trading Places remake or a sequel, 30 years later, almost 40 years later, people will get offended, especially social justice warriors because they get offended by everything and internet trolls. And then he pretends to be Jamaican. Of course, it's just a joke. I don't take offense because I've been around Jamaicans. They have the greatest accents in the world. And then you have Jamie Lee Curtis. I think it's like Swedish or Dutch or something. And then Delhome Elliott pretends to be Irish. No offense, Sean. By the way, he's like El Bigora and all that. Yeah, he talks like that. But they do it to disguise themselves because they're on the train and it's New Year's Eve. And you see a lot of crazy things. If you've seen, there's another good Jamie Lee Curtis movie that she did on the train called Terror Train, which is similar to this, except it's a horror movie. This movie is a bucket of laughs. I laugh every single time I watch it. It has some special features I want to see the making of because this movie is really really funny. I said that with Friday After Next. This is funnier definitely, and it doesn't lose the holiday spirit. It has a lot of beautiful imagery. The scenes with the snow in New York because that's where the stock market is. And it's Dan Aykroyd. He plays it straight. He never gets too over the top, like in Caddyshack 2, where he's a cartoon. And I heard that it's terrible. Here he has a great leading man with him. They have great chemistry. Jamie Lee Curtis is not only sexy, she's funny and she's independent, and that's awesome. And Delhome Elliott is fun to watch. I miss him. But like I said, if John Landis wanted to make this better, just make it shorter. You don't need to make a comedy almost 2 hours. It drags at points, and I'm like, I like the funny parts. That outweighs the bad running time because I'm like, when a comedy gets to an hour and 50, I'm like, oh God, will you please just cut some stuff out? Because a comedy doesn't need to be that long, even if it's an action comedy. Just get to the good, to the character development and the action and the laughs a lot faster. You don't need to drag out the running time. But other than that, it's a great '80s holiday comedy. If you have not seen this, watch it. I would recommend getting this special edition because it looks great and it has special features. And Eddie Murphy's on the top of his game here. He's funny. He's witty. Him and Akroyd have a great spark. It's R, so they don't have to hold back. And I like that. Just like in Coming to America, just the R rating just helped Eddie Murphy's career. When he started doing kid stuff in the 2000s and the early 2010s, it was killing his career. And it sucks because he's better off when he's R. Sometimes he works in PG-13 or in PG, like in the Shrek movies. But when it's like freaking Meet Dave and Norbit and freaking what was it, Pluto Nash? Oh God, those movies are horrible. Like I've heard horrible things about them. I've seen Meet Dave. I thought it was like, ugh. Eddie Murphy's better than this. I mean, come on now. He deserves a comeback. I think him and Aykroyd are still funny to me. I grew up watching their movies. Yeah, some of Eddie Murphy's movies, like Golden Child, I watched that as a kid. That's a PG-13 that works for him because it still has an adult sense of humor. It's not like for kids, you know. And I like that. I miss comedies that are for adults, not for little kids, and trying to preach a message. No, this movie, you know, I get the message of the movie. You know, to try to be yourself and not try to be something that you're not. I get it, and the movie just works. This works. If you have not seen this movie, put those Kevin Hart DVD, Blu-rays and digitals away. Don't watch them. Give him the boot because he's not funny anymore. He never was funny to me. He's not a good actor. Murphy was funny and he can still act. Even his recent stuff, he's still giving more of a performance than Kevin Hart because he's not screaming at everything like this. That's Kevin Hart in every movie he's in. Everything he's in, he screams at least once. Jumanga and freaking Secret Life of Pets and Central Intelligence and freaking all the movies he did, Get Hard and Night School. I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing yelling. Yelling is not funny. When Eddie does it, he's doing it and it's hilarious. Just hearing him be like, "Oh shit, I can see, I can move, I can walk. Oh my god, it's a miracle." I'm like, that's just fun to watch. That's timeless. That's something that can't be replicated with Kevin Hart's dumbass. Murphy had the longer career, he had more success, and he worked with better iconic directors and actors. Burn, Kevin Hart. Anyway, this movie's fun. See it. For the holidays, it's perfect. If you see it in Christmas or New Year's, it's very, very funny. Or Kwanzaa, because, he's black. It works. It works very well. And it's not offensive. Like, maybe the racial stereotypes on the train might offend some people because everybody gets offended by everything now, just by the way the person talks or whatever. But this was 1983, guys, the same year Return of the Jedi came out. And I have a poster right there, right next to it, Infinity War, right? I mean, the real end of Star Wars. Just, I'm not going to get into that because, then I'll be here for an hour. But this movie's funny. See it. It's very hard. You can even watch it online because they have a lot of copies on digital. But it's very, very fun. And don't miss this out on this. It's very, very good. Except for the running time. That's all that hurts the film, in my opinion. It just makes the film drag a little bit. But it's really good. See it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. I'm going to upload this and I'm going to go take a shower and I'll come back and talk to you guys next time. Enjoy your holiday. Also, happy Hanukkah to those who are celebrating it in the next 8 days. Yeah, it's a good holiday. I respect it. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you later.